What's up, YouTube? My name is James Yadarouche from El Paso, Texas. I haven't done a deck tech in a while. Actually, it's been about a month. Well, I'm gonna go through a red-black aggro deck. It is actually very similar to the RDW deck that I did for game day. But instead of splash some black into it for the removal. Pretty much it's a pretty good deck. I really liked it. I played it last FNM at Beanie Planet. I got 2-2, almost made the top four, but it's okay. Um, Now pretty much I gotta go through the deck. I'm gonna go through the creatures first. Pretty much, there's some cards missing from this deck. I really need to get them, so for it to get a little bit better. And here we go. The creatures for the 2-drop, I'm gonna go with 3 Ash Zealots. Now 2/2 first strike with haste. Like I said, it's pretty good. However, the second texture of the effect doesn't really bother because flashback is actually gone. So other than that, a 2/2 with haste and first strike is actually pretty damn good. So I kind of need a fourth one for this deck. Uh, I think it would be actually a little bit better. So yeah, this is so I'm running 3 of these at the moment. I'm gonna run also for the second 2-drop. I'll be running 4 Burning Tree Emissaries. Now this one here, like I said, I pretty much explained the way it is on my RDW deck. Now it's a 2/2/2 with a red and green floating. Now, pretty much, I just use it for the devotion for Nykthos, as I explained it earlier. So this is actually a really good uncommon card. Honestly, I really think it should be a rare, but oh well. Those are all the 2-drops I'll be running in this deck. Now, on the 3-drops, I'm going to be running 4 Chandra Phoenixes. This is a 2/2 flying with haste. And whenever you cast a spell that does direct damage to an opponent, you get it back in your hand from the graveyard. This is actually a really good card. It's no flyers in this deck, so pretty much I kind of need flyers, to get that extra 2 damage in. Also, I got the Forest Reckoner. I love this card. So awesome. It's a 3 for 3/3 with red or white. So pretty much this deck is actually red heavy, as you can see so far. But pretty much this is like a wall. And for 1 red or white, you can actually give it first strike. Uh, but overall, this is actually a really great card. I do recommend this in any deck that plays red, pretty much, or that runs heavy red. Great card overall. Now I'm gonna go to my 4-drops. I'm gonna be running 4 Fanatic Mogies. Now this card here is actually really, really insane. It pretty much just drop this guy here, and with like 3 or 4 creatures. I mean, it's guaranteed to do a lot of damage, and overall, this is actually a really good staple in this deck, and hands down, one of my favorite cards in this deck, and Jesus, such a broken card. I really underestimated it when Theros came out, but I kind of take that back 110. Now, the final card of this deck, final creature, is 4 Stormbreath Dragons. Pretty much, yes, it's an aggro deck, but the reason why I want 4 Stormbreath Dragons, really, it doesn't slow the deck down. By the time I bring this out, either I kind of struggled a little bit, or, just pretty much this is like actually the last punch in the deck, and the monstrosity effect is ridiculous. And honestly, Stormbreath Dragon is a very good, staple in here. So, guys, these are all my creatures. Now I'm going to go with my other spells. Now, these are my enchantments and sorceries. Now, I'm going to be running 1 Whip of Erebos. Now, the life link, or you can just return a creature from your graveyard and it has haste and stuff like that. This is actually a really good enchantment if used correctly. Honestly, I kind of do like this card. This actually does help me out quite a bit. Also, I'm going to be running 2 Rakdos Returns. Now, Rakdos Returns actually is a pretty good card. It can do a whole lot of damage. I actually did almost 17 damage on one match. That was pretty insane. I really do like this card. Once again, like I said, I really underestimated this card. I didn't think it was broken, but in this deck, oh my Jesus, it fits really good, like right at home. The second last sorcery I'll be playing in this deck is 2 Dreadbores. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Pretty much Hero's Downfall was my second choice, but the reason why I chose Dreadbore is because, not only it's a red and black and it destroys, for 1 less, but even though it's a sorcery, but I'm not really running black heavy in this deck. Pretty much the whip is like the only double black I will be having in this deck, and honestly, this is actually a really good, that's fine enough in this deck. So that's why I chose Dreadbore over Hero's Downfall. But I really like the instant speed a little bit more on Hero's Downfall than Dreadbore, but I think Dreadbore actually does fit the case a little bit better. Now I'm going to be going over the lands. Now I'm going to be running 9 mountains. Now, of course, this is pretty much a red deck wins, but with a splash of black. The deck is actually, red heavy. So I'm going to be running 9 mountains. At the moment, I'm going to be running 3 swamps in this deck. And pretty much, just need a little bit of black in here. I said, so right now I'm going to be running 3 swamps. I might take one out, because I don't have the 4th Blood Crypt in this deck. But other than that, we're going to be running 3 swamps. Also, the reason why I said, the devotion, for the Stormbreath Dragon, the Rakdos return, is because I'm going to be running 4 Nykthos, so the Shrine Nyx. Now, believe it or not, I think 4 is a little bit, top heavy, but it's actually doing pretty good right now. And this card here is actually really insanely broken, so therefore, Nykthos is actually going to be a good card in this deck. Actually, I need Nykthoses for myself, but, oh well, what can I do? And like I said, I'm running 3 Blood Crypts. I don't have the 4th one yet. I haven't gotten it yet, so like I said, I'm probably either going to replace it with 1 Shrine or 1 Swamp. But I just really need this for the black. Nah, really not much for the red. And I'm running 4 Rakdos Guild Gates. Now, the Guild Gates, like I said, I really need the splash of black, so there you go. So these are all the lands that I'll be running from this deck, and I almost forgot the instances. Jesus Christ, what is up with me today? So here's the instances I'll be running. I'm going to be running 4 Magma Jets. It's a 2 that does 2 damage, and you get the Scry 2. Pretty much, Scry is actually really important in this deck. And it's because, like I said, you're running aggro, you do run out of steam really quick, so you pretty much got to see what you're going to be drawing next. And the last instant, I'm going to be running 3 Lightning Strikes. The reason why I'm running 3 is because, really, I don't really... honestly, I need it more for the damage, the more the removal, honestly, but that's what the Cyborg is for. But 3 Lightning Strikes is actually really good in this deck, believe it or not. It's just my honest opinion. If I were to run a 4th one, I'd probably take out, probably a Magma Jet or, the Whip for the 4th one. But other than that, I think, 3 Lightning Strikes is good right now. Now I'm going to go with the sideboard really quick. Now, the sideboard is, I'm going to be running 3 far and aways. Of course, I'm going to use the aways for the creature removal, actually. And, this is actually a really good card, so you can get rid of, Feastmane Lion or, any hexproofers, pretty much, that really are pissing you off. But most likely, the biggest hexproof threat, the 2 biggest, excuse me. The biggest hexproof threats are, Witch Stalker, but that's more of a sideboard card against if you go against a green deck or something like that. But Feastmane Lion, that's actually a staple in a Selesnya deck, so pretty much, just pretty much you got to concentrate on those Feastmane Lions, because once it gets hexproof, indestructible, and so forth and whatnot, it gets pretty stupid. Also, I'll be running 3 Doomblades. Now, this one here is actually, if you're going against, a wide open Aetherling or, pretty much a creature that's actually pissing you off. There's a lot of creatures there. They're, especially with the new Throw set, they're actually really beast. And pretty much you just need to get rid of them. The biggest threat in this deck, one of the bigger threats, is actually a Luxodon Spider. You know, especially when it comes out in turn 2 or something like that. This actually here will help you out, get rid of him. Also, I'm going to be running one for Hammer of Poporos. Pretty much, you know, the haste. You know, even though about 90% of my creatures are haste, this actually here, you know, will help you out, you know, with a little bit of damage. Also, sacrifice the land, you get a 3/3 golem, you know. But this here is not really, unless you're going against a mirror match or something like that. Other than that, you know, I really don't sideboard this card too much, but this actually is pretty useful, you know, like against an aggro deck or something like that. I'm running 2 Pithing Needles. I might put in a third one. Pretty much Pithing Needles are against, you know, like Jace, you know, especially those aggro blue decks that are popular right now, or those mono black decks that are, you know, also popular. It's just, these here will, you know, will help you stop Jace, or, you know, pretty much stuff that, you know, really is a big terror for you, and Pithing Needle will actually help you stop it. I'm going to be running 2 Mizium Mortars. This is actually, like I said, you know, like a mirror match or another aggro deck. Mizium Mortars is actually a pretty big dagger in the throat. My honest opinion, you know, Mizium Mortars is actually a really good card. And also I'll be running a sorcerer called Slaughter Games. Now, I'm going to run a third one. It's actually really debating, like I said. Slaughter Games is actually good against control, like, you know, for like their Sphinx's Revelations, Supreme Verdicts. This year would actually help out quite a bit. So they can't really play them. And yeah, pretty much it's going to suck to be them. And the cool thing is, it can't be countered. Wow. And the last card I'll be running on my sideboard is another set of 2 more Dreadbores. Like I said, you know, Hero's Downfall was, like I said, the second choice, but I chose Dreadbore more than Hero's Downfall due to the fact that it's one less, and also it's even though, like I said, it's a sorcery, but really, it's not a big, you know, a big threat. But pretty much you want to get rid of their Elspeths, Jaces, Domri Raids, Garooks, Xenagos, Chandras, Lilianas, any Planewalker, you know, because they all can be actually a really big threat, and it could get really ugly really quick, especially with Elspeth out in the field. Oh, Lord. But yes, this is actually my deck tech of the day, and I will be running this deck throughout the remainder of the month of December. Pretty much that's it. So once again, please feel free to comment, rate, subscribe. Also, like I said, on my previous video, I will be doing a giveaway on a Theros box, on a fat pack actually. All I need to do is just get 100 subscribers, and out of those 100 subscribers, one of you guys, we get a free fat pack. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays.